For more on the status of women in the Muslim world, we are joined by Haleh Esfandiari, the director of the Middle East program at the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars in Washington, D.C. Thank you very much for being with us. Let me start by asking you, there is a perception, it is widely held, that women in most Muslim countries have second-class status. Would you say that is a fair characterization, or is it a lot more nuanced than that?
I would say it's much more nuanced than that, and it varies from country to country. For example, women have access to education in all Muslim countries, but necessarily they don't have the same personal right.
And can you give us some other examples, perhaps, of areas where they do enjoy freedoms that might not come to an American's mind typically?
Look, they have made a lot of progress when it comes to access to education. They have made a lot of progress when it comes to political participation. Across the board, women have the right to vote and to be elected in Muslim countries. Well, of course, Saudi Arabia doesn't have a parliament, so therefore there are no women in Saudi parliament. Kuwaiti women just recently got the right to vote, and 3 women were elected to parliament. In Iran, you have 8 women parliamentarians. So these are signs of progress. There is an economic participation by women both in the private and public sector.
And conversely, what would you say are the areas where they are still at a disadvantage? Is it mostly in the area of family law as it pertains to women's rights when it comes to divorce and child custody and also inheritance?
Sure. I mean, it varies again from country to country. In Tunisia and Morocco, women and men have equal status when it comes to the personal status law. In Iran, women don't have the right to divorce. The child custody goes to men. The age of marriage was just recently raised from 9 to 13. So it does vary again from country to country, but this is basically the stumbling block in front of women.
Right, and talk a little bit more about political rights. I mean, is this one of the areas that women in the Middle East, activists and feminists, are trying to affect more change, or is it more in terms of sort of like the personal family law that is where they're trying to make their challenges?
I think they would like to make changes both in the personal status law and also in larger political participation and have women in leadership positions. The more women are in leadership position, the more they can push for women's rights.
All right, Haleh Esfandiari, thank you very much for your insights.
Thank you.